Surprise.
I just leave. Apparently social work guys really enjoy computer.
Maybe too big, I don't know.
I'm Matt Swartz. I am the director of process recordings.
My name is Cynthia, and I'm a first-year rep for SWAG, and I was helping to produce process recordings.
My name is Argenis Tavares, and I am a co-coordinator of SWAG, specifically the second year co-coordinator.
Pam, I'm the co-coordinator of SWAG, and I was an actor, producer, and writer in the process recordings.
My name is Eleni Zimlis, and I'm the first year co-leader of SWAG, and I guess the producer for process recordings.
Early on, before any of this starts, I think we even started before the second semester. We began collecting submissions. Submissions can come in any form. They don't have to be completed scripts or scenes. Words, paragraphs, ideas, topics, a poem, a song, whatever. Something that sort of is related to your social work experience that captures something that you'd like us to filter through our theater lens.
Yeah, we'll have it as a student, but I really want to, like, I liked this idea of bringing in, like, the medical, like, really was, like, part of it. So, student and, like, teachers, others, what did you say, teachers?
And like peers or like friends.
Then also, like, as the scene gets more and more intense, we can increase the machine or
Scene where like it's like you.
I mean, we could go that approach, or we could go with that.
I know you did.
I'm rolling around. What am I doing?
But going like the scene would be like. You go to different meetings. You go to national conferences.
Not easy, but like declarative enough so that we just need an example. I mean, they have examples in each. I have to find the article. That's.
Last week, we were talking about the letter Q and how it can stand for queer or questioning or gender non-conforming. And so I thought this week, to try to get to know each other a little better, we could go around the circle and share our preferred gender pronoun and how we identify.
Welcome to Racist or Raceless, a community dialogue on race relations here at CUSS. Nice to meet you all for the first time. My name is Bo Connor, Thurgood Marshall.
On a scale from 1 to 10, we're going to go around the room. Let me know how nervous you are. Eric, how nervous are you right now?
Which one is higher?
10 is, I'm so fucking nervous, I'm going to explode. 0 is like, low. 4? How about you, Lisa? How do you feel?
At probably a 7.5, but once we actually start, I'll be at a 9.
Okay.
I was going to say 7.5 also. I feel like just when you presented the scale, I got more nervous.
Yeah, that's what, hey, clinical students should know, presenting this on scale increases anxiety, but over time it decreases anxiety.
It increased mine.
So, we'll get there, don't worry. This is an efficacious practice, I promise.
Really wish I had worn real pants.
Anna, how you feeling?
Great in your sweatpants.
Anna, 1 to 10, what are you feeling right now?
I haven't slept in like 4 nights, so I'm not really feeling much of anything.
That's why I'm not nervous.
Alright, let's keep going, guys. Kara, how you feeling? 6. 6? Jess, how you feeling?
3.
I'm at a solid 5. How you feeling, Deborah? 7. Alright, well, I got good news for you guys. I want to, whatever makes her feel more included is more than fine with me. If she doesn't care, then we'll let her go back to the audience. So then we'll set up a set of chairs on each side, and people will come in, we'll sit down at the chairs, and then we'll do lights down, and then we'll come onto the stage to do social work. Sweet. Does anybody have any questions before we get started tonight? Okay.
Are we doing between transitions between scenes?
Yes. So this should be run like a live show. Do we have AV?
For the first two, so that she gets the swing of the lighting.
Oh, and then from
And
there
then we
on.
can-
Sure, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Okay.
That's perfect. Yeah. All right, guys. We're about to start our first tech rehearsal and only tech rehearsal for process recording. So this is the beginning of the end of our long process recording road. What better way to start it than with a big clap? And we're gonna get going. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Capture their voices, but how do we capture those experiences without their voices?
I mean, just because it's hard doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I mean, come on, they're not gonna be offended if we make fun of them. Let me bring it back. They're not gonna be offended if we make assumptions about their lives.
I would.
So we're gonna do first we're gonna do an energy warm-up, and then we're gonna do a vocal warm-up, and then we're gonna do something I always do. Jess, is there anything particularly you would like to add to the warm-up process?
No, let's do it.
Okay, so first we're gonna start with an energy warm-up.
3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
Great. Okay, now we're gonna do 2 different vocal trills. Okay, fine.
It's a chance for us all to take a look at our social work experience from a different lens. Maybe see something we hadn't seen before, or hopefully understand that a lot of us are going through very similar things, and we're more connected than we'd imagined. So thank you guys for coming tonight, and I hope you enjoy process recordings. Please turn off your cell phones if you haven't already, and we'll get started in just a minute as soon as the lights go off. Enjoy the show. Thank you guys.
Our Ivy Leaguer pride from people whose life horses seem more bleak. Smack in the face, it makes us feel bad, so then we say, I must see you grand. When we say I'm from CU, it means I am the smartest. It means we work the hardest. It means I'm in the Ivy
So are there any questions or jumping out of anyone?
I was actually surprised at the ending because it was so intense, and for me, like, I still struggle with that of like, what are you going to do with money and this and that and
struggled primarily. I submitted mine as an anonymous writer initially. The biggest issue for me is about who is safe to tell and what does it mean to say, I'm doing well in the way and I'm okay to be here.
As social workers and knowing that you're going to sit with people who have problems maybe you can't relate to or you haven't seen before, I just felt like the process of being self-aware was evident. What is your take as far as looking at this different stories just within the group here and then talking about it? Was there a process of, well, how was that for you and what did you go through?
Experimental theory, it's super derivative of like vagina monologues. The idea is instead of one narrative arc, one character following the story all the way throughout, what we're doing is we're doing scenes, monologues, all on different topics, but all connected together through the things of social work. So you get different perspectives and different feelings. The monologues in general were written by the people who performed them. 2 of them weren't. But the idea was to put your own feelings and your own story in. And then the scenes were, what we tried to do is find these consistent experiences here at social work. What can we generalize?
Start earlier. Better publicity. Usually people not coming is just a function of them not having heard about it. I mean, at CUSSW we had a ton of events, but I feel like, and we knew this going in, we knew we could have publicized better once we got to the show.
I think it would be starting earlier, like allowing ourselves more time, but I don't know how we would have done that.
I could go back and do something differently. I think I would better delineate the position of director and co-director or assistant director, and have more conversation around what that means to that person and what that means to us and what we require from them out of the process, and plan better what our goals are for the process itself, so that we can continue to stick to them as we go along.
Something that came to my attention in some of the feedback, both during the process and at the end, kind of looking back and evaluating it, was that we were not as clear in our communication and as transparent as we could have been, and that is something that when I look back on it, I really see some areas for improvement when it comes to that.
I wish I think one thing that I underestimated even in this year is the effect that has on the community and the people that watch it. Having someone say that this made them proud to be a social worker was really deep. And really made me feel proud.
There's a community here that people want to support caucuses, people want to support events. It's not so much a battle to get people to come in and sit down. People want to do these things, but really just allowing people to support you without feeling like you have to keep engaging them.
I wish I knew how much other people wanted to do it in the beginning, because I thought it was going to be something I had to sort of like not con people, but like really try to get people to do. And other than them hearing about it, they're super interested, and there's tons of people who seem to process their experience better that way and enjoy the acting and want to build something beautiful together.
So I didn't want to be involved with process recordings at first, which is funny because I just, like, performance art doesn't do it for me in a lot of ways. And Matt kept saying to me, trust the process. And I was like, okay, you know.
Sure.
And he was totally right. Like, you know, I think I'm really excited for next year to see, like, what new directions it can be in. And I think that's what I'm going to, like, keep in my mind, is, like, trust this process and that this is something that we have, and we had such a great team.
I think the show is a success. I think that, like, we were able to engage people throughout the process, that people were really connected at the end. The cast felt really good.
I've been thinking a lot about this, and I think it's really been a huge success. I think the last show really made me think a lot about sort of the journey of this whole process and, like, getting different people involved through, like, the writing and through acting. And I think that conversation with the audience members in the last show on Saturday made me feel like it's moving people in a certain direction and really cultivating dialogue about critical issues that we have on campus.
I think to have fun with the process, to not really stress the small stuff, not stress, like, how many meetings you're going to have, how many actors you're going to have, like, all of those things will kind of unwrinkle themselves, really basking in each part of the process without looking forward too much. Advice for future swaggers, so I would say, building off of that, just being very transparent from the beginning, because there are people who are coming on board that have no idea what this process is about, what process recordings is as a piece. So I think being very transparent about every step of the process. And I also think just really emphasizing the collaborative nature of this piece, and that it's not, you know, while there is a director, there were co-directors, it's not something that happens just from them instructing us in a process. It's something that emerges from us all coming together to create this, and this is so aligned with SWAG's mission, which is about creating dialogue, creating art, and creating community. So we really want process recordings to stay true to that mission.
I guess to me, like, art is a lot about being vulnerable and being political, and I think, like, that's something, like, to think about, like, in this whole process of, like, how can we have, like, a critical dialogue about this place that we're in and our profession and ourselves, and like allow ourselves to like connect to like deep parts of who we are. And I think that's, I don't know, I think that's what we're trying to do with it.
Swag, directors. You don't be afraid to remake it every year and redo it differently, because it's about the process and the people involved, and it should grow organically from the subjects that are relevant, the people that you have in the room, and the barometer of the school at the time. So like, it doesn't even have to be done the same way. Like, it doesn't have to be monologues and scenes. It can be anything. It can be anything. So, yeah, be open to continue to create whatever is necessary, and do it together.
Hey.